everybody, this is Dementia once again with the community live stream, and today we actually have a special guest. Say hello to Insanomango. You there? Looks like I started without him knowing, or his mic messed up again. And he's gone. So that's hilarious. See, we actually prepped for this, so shows how good prepping actually works. But he's our guest today if he can make it back on. He wanted to join in today and see what was happening, so we're gonna start jumping in, and I'm sure he'll be back in a moment. We'll start with my daily chest because I actually saved it to show that foil. Well, at least it was a good card. Alright, so I do have a new deck today. I made it in a bit of a hurry, but not as much of a hurry as last week where I made it in front of you guys. So, Skirbox. I actually personally do not like this hero. I really think his ability is very problematic. But a lot of others don't agree with me there. Oh, are you back?
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there, but I got cut off.
Ah, okay. Well,
Oh, script box.
yep, and it happened right. I think it's hilarious that we prepped all that, made sure you got your voice recording, and yet, right as I hit start. But yeah, this
You
is
think
Insanomango, everybody. Welcome to the
crickets?
stream.
Crickets.
Yep.
So what are we looking at here?
Yep,
Interesting.
so I made a Skirbox hero, or deck rather, and I decided to try and make a not stall version of him.
That's
So,
ridiculous.
yeah, I know, right? Because that was what I was talking about, is that I really don't like his hero power that much personally, because it's a very stally hero power since it disables everything. But I'm apparently he's balanced, but we'll see. We'll see. So what this deck is trying to do is the good old bounty hunter, get as many resources as you can, but it also is going to be using Omnor's Elixir for draw. But I also have the Hunter's Gambit too, because we're gonna try these and see how it goes. The Onmore's Elixir will help with the Feathered Longbow in the late game, but late game we want to put this out there just so that it always uh, defends and like deals some amount of damage. And then I've got some hunter allies in here for good measure. So let's see if I've made a stinker or not.
Oh, the longbow though, with the way you got this set up, that could potentially always be at its base stats and not buffed, right? Because doesn't the opponent need to have more resources to or equal to?
Yeah, that's the reason why I put the elixir in, and I'm not sure how well it'll work out, but I'm willing to give it a shot.
Oh, I see. I
Unless
see.
you do you have a suggestion? Because I'm totally up for those.
No, because you already have the Weevil tip, Golden Cater. I'm interested in because nobody uses that anymore.
Yeah, I mean that's what I do is I use the cards nobody else does.
Yeah, why the hell not? All right, let's just roll with it and see what happens. I'm curious to see how it rolls.
Yep, me too.
What rating are you at, by the way?
I actually have no idea. Yep, I'm gonna skip through these and try and get one of those jokes that apparently are on the live server now. Oh, there we go. It's not a joke, it's the merchant. He's selling you stuff. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I actually did like that one as well.
Oh, and we got a game. The Chico Malo. I'm apparently rated at 237 right now.
2 Pro.
Yep, 2 Pro for everybody.
Representing A1 well.
Yep, as always. I've always been known for being one of the highest rated A1 players.
And you got to make sure.
No. Alright, so this is a very duplicate heavy hand. It seems I've been hit by the shuffle bug, the infamous shuffle bug.
There's no such thing.
And
Oh, wow.
why did my camera just shift?
What?
Okay. Oh, I must have hit one of my mouse buttons. Yep, and we got a... Oh, an ice Boris? That's gonna be interesting.
Oh, yeah, every now and then people throw you off with interesting little cards, like you say. I mean, you think you play things nobody plays. This guy got you beat right now.
Yeah, because the only deck I've ever put that into is an Elementalist, and I'm guessing he has Void Wretch, because there's a Valley of Secrets. Okay, so I think we'll toss another Venom Archer and then just go with one of those.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't hurt anything.
Hmm.
It's going to be interesting. So, not avoid Reika, or however you say the name, but avoid Boris.
Yeah. Maybe. Oh, a retreat. That's 3 locations, so that thing costs 4 right now. And he's just filling up my hand with stuff. Okay. So I don't need draw anymore, apparently, so we'll get rid of that. Let's see. Yeah, we'll go ahead and play Bobcat. Or actually, no, that was a bad move. He's just gonna kill it.
Yeah,
Oh well.
uh, I don't really know what else you could have done anyway.
Well, I would have
I
rather
guess,
him taken the Venom Flame Archer from me. Nope, he's gonna retreat again.
interesting here. I have a maybe a 3 second delay between what you say and what I see.
Yeah, that's typical of streams. Because it's got to take time to compile the video and then send it out.
So there's a market out there for instantaneous audio visual. Whoever figures that out is a billionaire.
Well, I think Twitch actually does have a testing ground for that sort of thing, but I'm not partnered with Twitch, so I can't use it. Because I really don't care if people can see my hand, you know. Okay, so,
That's kind of exactly what you expected to happen.
yep.
Crippling blow, enslave, all those retreats early on that really screwed you over.
Okay. Hmm.
Yeah.
Probably should get rid of that.
Well, you can't attack the hero anyway because you got Meek. The
Oh,
location
yeah,
that's
you're right.
yeah.
Yep.
Follow along, noob. Jeez.
Yeah, no. Well, I can't say anything because I actually have a Tala deck that uses uh, Dead Man's Breach, and I still like have people run into that problem all the time. Well,
No, it's another one of those cards that people don't really use often, and then all of a sudden you play it and you go, "What the hell? How come I can't?" Oh no, Roth. Damn. Yeah,
yeah,
I don't
that's
think
a
this is looking very good.
no, it's not. Hmm. So I'm gonna get this Dragnus. I could play the Lord of the Hunt, or I could play the Qatar, so anything he hastes in will take damage back. What do you think? I'm thinking the Qatar.
Yeah, I guess I'd go that way as well. Did you? I don't remember seeing any ley line in your deck. Did you have any?
No, because I have the Weevil tipped crossbow.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that does nothing for us here.
Nope, not at the moment. It doesn't. More locations.
Okay.
Sandra. Okay,
No way, Sandra Trueblade. Nice.
that's definitely interesting. So, I'm thinking gonna ditch the Venom Flame, or no, not the Venom Flame. Let's get rid of the Red-Eyed Warg, and then we're gonna play Venom Fang, and then 2 Feasterlings. Try and get some stuff out. And we
So
have plenty of shadow energy. Oh,
you had the red-eyed in there, I'm guessing, for when you to drop it, activate ability, and then next turn be able to hit something that's been damaged with the tick from poison.
yep, that's the idea at any rate.
It's interesting.
Like I said, I tried
Oh,
to
oh,
make something that wasn't so stally, so tried to think of ways to use that.
yeah. Well, how about this for a question? I mean, I know a vast majority of the players don't really care for the stall tactic. They just find it boring. But I mean, is there any way you can think of to actually alter Skurvok's ability so that it's still somewhat effective and doesn't put him at the bottom of the ranks without being such the stall ability that it's turned into?
Well, not 100% certain, but I honestly think the issue with it is that it disables everything. So having it disable a single target would probably, help make it not be such a stall, like, like a stall hero. But hold on, I gotta think of my turn real quick. Yeah, so
You're gonna lose anyway. Don't worry about it.
well, here's that weevil tipped crossbow, but I think I'm gonna save it for the particular moment. Let's poison that one. Yeah, and then we'll play Dragonus here. Okay, at that point though, I'm not sure if his ability is worth 4 Shadow Energy. I haven't, had the ability to try that out. Um, and then not only that, with the extra Hunter allies that are coming out in Part 2, it, I mean, it might be okay, but I'm not certain on that. It's something I'd have to try, but that would be my, like, first thing, is make it to where it disables only one thing, and maybe disable for 2 turns instead of just one.
So, are you thinking about perhaps a single target ability of maybe like 3 shadow energy? Target ally is poisoned, disabled until
Well,
the start of your next turn.
I meant to keep that it poisons everything, because I actually think that's
Oh,
pretty
gotcha.
good.
Okay.
Yeah.
But so target ally is disabled and all opposing allies are poisoned.
Yep.
Something along those lines.
Yeah. I mean, you could go down to 3 Shadow Energy if you only wanted to hit one, but then I'm not so sure on it. Man, this is not how I had pictured the deck to work.
Yeah, this whatever this is that you call this that you ran into isn't helping either, though.
Hmm. Alright, so those are going to die on his turn. Not really worried about the Tainted Oracle, to be honest, so I think I'm going to go in for that armor.
Well, you might as well use the Venom Flame ability on it, though, right, to get rid of it.
It would still, that's true, I should probably do that. It's going to take an extra turn, but it will... Oh, right, it deals 2 damage. Right.
So,
Yeah, you can
it's
tell.
okay.
I work for this game, by the way.
Yes, you're making us all feel very secure in the future of this game.
And then there's this whole board. Now I have 11 resources. Yeah, so the feathered crossbow is going out. You were right on that, I think. Oh, there's another retreat. Yep, and here comes a lot of Void Wretches, if I had to guess, because he just played Valley of Doom. Nope, another Sandra Trueblade. No, my resource. It was effective.
And board wipe.
Okay. So what I
Or no
think...
board wipe.
So what I'm thinking he's trying to do is get all 4 of the Void Wretches in his hand, play them all for 0, haste them with the Rotham's Visage, and then just deal a lot of damage by using their ability to get rid of the locations. Okay, so in that case, I need to take control of that lure. Well, he has enough shadow energy, so. Hmm.
I'm just curious why he didn't clear clear the board when he with the Valley of Doom.
Yeah, see,
Well,
that's the other thing is if he gets all the Void Wretches and then uses the Valley of Doom, he's going to get rid of 4 of my allies. He's going to exile them all, and then each
oh, I
one of
got you.
those is going to deal 4 damage to me.
I forgot that that's the way it works. So that means he's also probably got a rain delay or something in hand to be able to drop those allies, stall you for a turn, and then use their ability.
Oh right, I forgot about Wendith. Okay, well, no, not that one. So I'm gonna play another Dragnus because that's not gonna go away. Oh, he played an ability over it. I guess that doesn't necessarily matter, but hmm. Yeah, he's digging hard for those, but that's gonna start hurting him soon. So I think it's time to definitely start going in. So this counts as a hunter card, so that would haste. Yeah. So Bobcat, Honor Elixir. Oh right, it's a hunter trap. Well, hunters, by the way, are the class I play the least of, if that was not immediately obvious. I suppose I could search for Hunter's Gambit here.
Wait a minute, I'm sorry, but I am a little behind. So the Onmore's elixir didn't. Why didn't it affect?
Because it's traps or hunter abilities, so not
Oh,
artifacts. Yeah, so I made that
hunter's
mistake.
abilities.
Yep. Go ahead and start dealing a lot of damage to him before he gets all of those. Granted, now he needs another Visage to make it work.
Ooh, ouch! 2, 4, 6 damage. Oh,
Yep.
how? What is your stand on the overpowered theory behind that many people have about Feasterling?
Yeah, so personally, I do think that right now he is a bit of the shadow go-to because before then it was Ironhide Karash, but
Oh
he
yeah,
kills Ironhide Karash, which is part of the problem as far as that goes. Now, whether or not he's overpowered though is I really don't think that he's overpowered. Strong, yes. Overpowered, I don't think so. And mainly, the other side of that coin was the mass gambit talk. Yep, see, here we go.
oh boy.
So maybe died here, but we'll find out. Can he get all the way down to that? Yes, he can.
Yep.
Yep, so I died. Yep, 12 damage.
Ouch. Whew.
Yep, he got it before I could do anything.
Will he give you a GG?
I don't know, but I will give him one. Oh, or he could just not finish me off. That's
That's interesting.
well,
He's
now
he's
I
playing
can
with you
win.
like like a like a
So,
killer whale plays with its prey.
well, joke's on him. Disable, and then Weevil Trip Crossbow. Okay. Actually, I need to play allies here. So,
No, no. Oh, okay, never mind.
yeah, they're disabled, and he likely. I only saw him play one Valley of Doom, I think. But yes, because I've actually been trying to run Karash in my decks to counter Mass Bandit. And that seems to have been working out okay. Well, wow, my snare trap actually. Yep, got him.
Wow.
That's his fault. He had me.
Oh, what was? Oh man, don't play with your food, people.
Yep, so let's go back to the deck real quick and take out those feathered longbows.
Let's just take out that deck. Just burn it.
Just burn this deck.
They need a burn button for when you know you totally screwed up, and it never lets you. You click that burn button, and then it never lets you put that same combination together again.
Okay, so I took out 3 cards. What do you think I should put in? Because I'm down to 39.
The
Because I'm not really a hunter player, so I'm not sure if I'm missing anything crucial or not.
No, and you have 8 opportunities to activate the haste in Bobcat. You have 4 or 5. Are you counting the elixir as actual draw? Looks like you are. You're counting on
Yeah.
that actually being draw.
Yeah. But I mean, if you think it'd be better to get rid of that and like go with
No,
something
because
else.
that's part of what you were trying to work with here. You know, so
Yeah.
I don't want to take a card like that out. It's not like we're trying to make this a world championship deck here. We're just trying to win a game
Well,
or two.
you might not be. But
Well,
yeah.
if you were trying to do that, you'd make it stall.
Oh yeah, true.
You know what? I have no idea. I'm not sure what I would put in here.
Let's see. You know, let me look at the traps real quick. Trap. Or actually, there's a lot of hunter abilities that I don't ever look at.
Enchanted Oak, by the way, is a really strong trap card,
Yeah.
and not really effectively used as much as it should be.
Yeah, and I'm actually pretty surprised by that because, I mean, it just counters so many abilities. Ability, yeah, and it doesn't like even care about cost. So like, you get a tidal wave or a supernova with this, and that's insane. So you know what? You that just convinced me. I'm gonna throw in 2 of those. Let's
It
try
is. I
that.
mean, Otto, I know, or a couple people for sure. I mean, people who played Otto when he plays Baduru, they, they've seen him throw out a trap, and then all of a sudden, they try to drop a fireball or a tidal wave or a focus prayer, and all of a sudden it gets bounced back, and they're like, "What the?
Oh no!
Nobody plays that card."
The troll came up just in time for me to get a
Oh,
match.
here we go. He's back.
Yep, and it looks like in
Okay.
my attempt to not make a stall deck, I'm running into decks that just stall. Then again, the other guy was at least going towards a win object or a win condition. Okay,
Yes.
so ABC TBC is our opponent.
ACB TBC.
Oh, did I say it wrong? Yes, I did.
You said
Okay.
you said ABC.
Hey, look, that's what the schools taught me. All right, we'll toss the non-foil Venom Flame because foil discrimination and all that.
Yeah, Shadow Arrow. We are all about discrimination. If you're not shiny and good looking, we don't want you. Actually, probably would have been a good idea to keep it though, right? Because once he starts to hide, that's the only thing you have besides your ability to actually try to break through that.
That is true. Um, hmm. Yeah, maybe
And
I did mess up there.
I'm not sure how much that 5 cost ally is going to help you out. That might have been the one to toss.
Yeah, you got a point there. Oh well,
It happens.
I'm still learning. All
Hey,
right.
for people who do come back and watch this, do you have any news about things in the future, things coming up, anything that you can share with everybody?
So we do have uh, on the forums, we do have the chairman update number 3 that does include our roadmap. So that basically is giving everybody an idea of what is to come. So we have stuff on there like we're gonna try and get on Steam. Uh, we also are currently working on Lost Lands Part 2, which we've always been working on it, but now we're like steam, like all steam ahead towards getting that done.
I
Um,
believe it's full steam ahead, but okay.
yeah, I'm trying to think of my turn while I'm talking, which is part
I
of
already
the.
thought of it. Hurry up. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
I'm thinking of getting rid of the Weevil Tip crossbow and then playing the Bobcat.
Playing the Bobcats
Yeah, unless
without
you.
haste, whereas you could get rid of the Golden Kadar next turn. You have your ability, and you'd be able to cast Bobcat and the Trap for five
Hmm.
resources because this cost would be lowered by one.
Yep, and I skipped a turn. Well, and no, no, it wouldn't. Skirvox's ability doesn't do that anymore.
Oh man,
Yeah,
does it not?
it
I forgot about
increases
that.
attack power. Oh man, I'm a resource behind now too. Going hard mode. I
Who
think
needs
that's one of the
resources?
first turns I've skipped in a very long time.
It's
But
okay.
yeah,
We're here chatting,
yep.
just having a good time.
But yeah, so you can look at that roadmap, and that has a lot of stuff. We do have more stuff that we're like, thinking about and tossing out there, but not anything definitive. I do know that there are more sleeves coming out soon, which is pretty nice. One lucky player got to already see which one it was because a Gondorian played with it on live already. Uh,
Oh, he did.
yeah,
Nice.
so there'll
So
be
Gondorian
a
does
few.
dabble.
Yeah, he does. So there will be a few new sleeves if that's your jam, and just we're basically looking into more things that people can look forward to and spend their shadow crystals on. Just stuff like that is the kind of thing we're looking into in the near future. So I wish I could give more information than that, but that's about all I can do. Just I would say keep an eye out on the forums because the PFG will likely be starting soon-ish. Um, so we just got to get a few more cards done and at least like implemented so that they can actually be tested, and we'll be starting that up.
And of course, PFG for anybody that happens to watch this, it does mean players focus group. Correct.
Yes, yes. I always have to remember that not everyone watching this is up to speed. So yeah, player focus group is basically a group of players that come in and test the new cards before they hit the server to help ensure their balance and quality. Okay, I gotta think of my turn here. Uh, yeah, I'm thinking of getting rid of the snare trap. What do you suggest?
Yeah, I can't imagine he's going to have many more allies other than arsonists, and those things will are just not much of a
Yeah,
problem for you. So I guess I would go along with that.
we'll play the guitar, and we will just. I need to like Photoshop shop that as a guitar because every time I say that guitar, I think I'm just gonna jam out on it.
Man, that
That's an
that
Ogloff.
face, that's some rough animation on that face there. Oh yeah, how about that? If you were if I ask you right now, card with the artwork that you enjoy the most, what comes to mind? First one,
Change of Fortune.
Change of Fortune. Oh, the draw three, discard two. Is that one?
No,
No, no,
that's
that's
Glimmer of Hope. Change of
Glimmer
Fortune
of Hope
is a card that literally no one uses because it's destroy like target support ability, I think.
for three costs, if I remember.
Yeah. Um, but I absolutely love the artwork on that card. I really need to try and make it a sleeve. Maybe I can get an exclusive sleeve.
That's one thing I had talked about that and threw it out there one time about uh, having an option for you to purchase custom sleeves. But of course, I guess that would mean they would have to put some kind of mechanic in place where everything can be a sleeve. So I'm sure that's a lot of work on their end.
uh, when you say custom sleeves, do you mean like any card can be a sleeve?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, um, the thing about that is we kind of, I don't know if I should say that, but every card, almost every card can be a sleeve. Um, but there are things that we have to consider when we do that. So we're releasing them slowly, for mainly for business reasons, but like good business reasons. So that's probably all I should say on that. But
Good business is always a good thing.
yeah, I mean, a lot of the stuff that we've done, because like I know a lot of players have mentioned that they feel like nothing's changed. One of the things that a lot of people got to keep in mind is for the first few months, we've been trying our best to set up a long-term strategy so that Shadow Era stays around. So hopefully players appreciate that in the long run, but whether or not they do is up to them. Hopefully, when we get the stuff that they're looking for, they'll still be around.
Yeah, I mean the players that have stuck around this year. I know you took a break, but everybody takes a break. Even I took a break, or I want to say maybe about a year, and then I came back, and that was I think early, somewhere around January or February this year. And to be honest, I just say it to be honest. Oh, that's not going to actually attack, is it?
Nope, I
Okay.
was I was too busy talking and listening.
No, I was just curious because that would have been a bug that that you figured out here.
Yep.
That would have
Oh,
been
and there's that
interesting.
enchanted oak saving my Dragness. Oh, come on. Maybe I should put attachment removal. But yeah, but yeah, there are a couple of,
No,
oh man, bugs. There's so
but
many
yeah,
bugs. like it
but
like
I mean, I tell you the absolute truth. When I came back, I was actually surprised this game was still in existence. When I downloaded the app, I'm like, wow, people are still playing this. And the one thing that you realize about the people that play this game is, I mean, I've said it, and I think others have said it. That supporters of this game, they're hardcore. They
oh yeah.
they play, and we don't go anywhere for whatever reason. This game, it just keeps sucking you back in, and you can never get away from it. And it's something that you guys, on the board are lucky to have. That there is a pretty set group of people that enjoy this game. And I mean, I've played other card games as well, and I can say for a fact that at least online card games, I feel like this one is the best one that I've played.
Yeah, I mean, I'm currently biased towards it, but
Yeah, well,
I
you
will
can't say
say,
anything else.
I will say, out of all the card games I've played, this one definitely has the most like helpful community out of any of the ones I've played, like without question. And
Oh
that's
yeah,
what I really enjoy about this community is that it's very helpful. It doesn't most people don't just are like get good scrub. They'll actually be like, well, there are a couple people in global chat that will definitely tell you that, but
there's trolls everywhere, but I think the point you're making is that the bulk of the established players in the community actually are there to help if they can,
yep,
and that's something that actually means a lot, and it helps keep new players comfortable when they come in. They because in every game you go into, you're always there, and you're always thinking, oh man, what a is this going to be a community of jerks, or are these guys going to help me along and let me enjoy the game? And it's the one thing about this game is that we all really enjoy it. For some of us, it's more than just a hobby, and we want to make sure other people are here to enjoy it with us.
yep. And we and the board members definitely want to do that. We're looking into ways to support guilds and stuff. It's just development does take time. So
No,
um,
and you have to focus on what the community that's still with us wants, and that's change. You know, big change. You know, new cards. You know, fixing certain things, and you focus on that, and then then you get around to the in-game tournaments, or or some kind of in-game guild system, or because those things are ancillary. You know, there's something that we'll wait for, but everybody's been starved for new content for so long, so
Yeah, and
you guys got your priorities, so that's a good thing.
we wish we could have had them out, already, but again, it does take time. We need to ensure the quality too, because if we just release something half baked, that's not gonna make anyone happy. So at least that's my view, I will say.
No,
So
I think that's the correct viewpoint, and I think you're dead here. By the way,
yeah, I think I am too. So
there was a time where I tried playing a Ravager deck just for the hell of it with the Evil Ascendant and with the Pack Beast, and then with Grimjaw Hydra, so that every turn he would get ticked one damage and then healed one damage at the end of the turn.
yeah,
It didn't work out, but when it did, I felt like a
I mean,
genius.
I mean, really, Ravager's problem is that Campfire Stories is a human card.
Ah, yeah, I found that to be an issue with every shadow deck I played. I always had those 2 or 3 slots to fill, and I went, damn, if only I had Campfire Stories.
What's hilarious about that is my when we implemented getting foils out of the campaign chests, my first foil was a Campfire Stories. I then went and made an alternate account to just try some things, and my first foil was another Campfire Stories.
Is there a shuffle bug in the chest or what?
No, I think the game just hates me.
Well, when in doubt, just put it on the universe hating you, and for some reason that always seems to make sense.
Makes sense to me.
So we have so next turn it's gonna hurt. He's just gonna
Yep.
wipe out an ally with the ability kill an ally, and then you're looking at something pretty nasty 8/8.
Yep. Gonna kill me in 2 turns. Like, I can survive another turn if I use my ability, but I really don't know how helpful that's gonna be in the end, so I'm probably just gonna concede here.
Yeah, just put yourself out of the misery. Nobody who's watching wants to keep watching this.
We got a good chat in, though.
Hey, Velez, yeah, you're the guy that went balls to the wall on
Oh my
ideas
goodness.
for flavor text.
I just realized I didn't have Twitch chat up. I am sorry, everybody in Twitch chat.
Oh, really?
I have it up, but like it wasn't. It was minimized because I
Oh,
must have
gotcha.
minimized it when I started the stream. And no, I meant the campaign chest, Velis. You always get a foil from one of those.
Oh, when you complete the 10, 20, 30.
Yes.
Yeah. By the way, just because sometimes I guess I have absolutely no life, I did actually create an alternate account and played Boris straight through the first map, and I was able to do a full 30 stars with only the starter deck and some minimal purchases. So it is possible.
Yeah, I actually that was part of the reason why I made that alternate account was to look at that kind of stuff. Uh, and I managed without buying a single card or changing the starter deck at all with Serena, I made it to about 17 or 18 stars before I think it was either Moonstalker or Majaya was just like impossible without certain rogue cards or allies that survive that kind of damage output. Especially now that the AI is smarter.
Well, the one thing that you do notice, anybody who watches this and they're still playing their way through the campaign, because I have met a few in the past week that new to the game and are actually working their way through the campaign, just trying it out, is that you figure out pretty quick the AI actually will not attack an ally with one of their allies unless they can kill it. So you have an ally on the board with 4 health, and all the opposing allies only have 3 attack. None of them will actually attack that ally. They won't try to whittle it down like a player would. So
Yeah,
little things like that to keep in mind
yeah,
in
and
case you haven't figured it out.
the AI is definitely something we're looking at. There there's a good thread on the forums that shows like bad AI behavior. Um, and it's a really good thread, and it's one that we look at. But you know, we've we do have. Oh,
That
one second.
that Boris that beat you is following you now.
Yeah, he came in here to say
Yeah.
good game.
Sorry, dude. Tood you. I think he's
Okay.
making fun of you.
Oh, is he? Well, I don't care.
I'm just kidding. I saw Tood. Huh? Just an extra D.
I've got the attitude. Does that mean I can be a Power Ranger now?
You know, when the universe hates you, you don't get to be a Power Ranger.
Darn.
Just so you know.
Hmm.
Oh, and I did see a thread about AI. I mean, one of the guys from A1, Spartan, he was in this chat. If he's still here, he wanted to make AI a little smarter because he wanted all the new players to be absolutely crushed and have no hope whatsoever in this game before they get out of the campaign.
Well, we do want to make the AI better. It's definitely one of the weaker things that exists in this game, but Gondorian did spend a bit of time. It is better than it has been. Like before, it pretty much just thought that going towards the hero was the best way to win. So
Yes.
we Gondorian spent quite a bit of time making that not the case, so that at least felt like you were playing against something competent. And once we get even better AI in there, which will probably just happen slowly over time, we'll be able to like dumb it down for like the easy and normal. But that's in the future. So right now uh, we've got what we got, and if anyone finds that a mission in hard mode has become literally impossible, let us know, because we know that some of the hard mode stuff has got to be a lot harder now that it will actually kill your allies. So
Plague. Wow.
yeah, that's a thing that just happened.
That that's the universe hating you all over again.
Yep. Oh man.
Yeah, you don't want to get rid of either of these because Weevil for the weapon and Bobcat just
Yeah.
to have an ally.
Do you think we should?
I don't.
I don't think
I
skipping's
don't.
gonna be good though.
No, I'm kind of feeling like you play the trap in preparation of a tidal wave so you can save your allies for one turn,
Yeah.
make him
I
and
think
put him a turn behind getting that weapon out.
Yeah, I think I'll get rid of the Weevil Tip crossbow and then play Enchanted Oak, and maybe we'll eat away another plague.
Maybe, yeah. That plague was, man.
That was
It
brutal.
seems like such a slow and just total momentum killing card. But I mean, you get it at the right time, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I
It's kind of like,
actually. No, go ahead.
no, you go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I actually do have a Threbin deck that is resource denial. It actually uses what is that?
Cobra skin.
Yeah, well, yeah, it does. Oh, there's the tidal wave we talked about. So that was
So
awesome.
we
Um, Shrine of Negatia. I use that to. Oh man, this Omnor's Elixir is not going to help me out as much as I would like it to. Yeah.
I guess you might as well play it though because you don't want to put out the Bobcat right
Uh-uh.
now. You know you've got the wave in hand. Might as well just play it.
Yeah. So play that.
You don't really got anything else to do. But that was nice to see the Enchanted Oak at work.
Yep. So I did an extra 6 damage because of that.
Yep. And now people are watching this going, what the hell is this card? Enchanted Oak? It bounced a tidal wave?
Yep.
Tidal
It's a real
wave?
shame that it doesn't like get rid of the ability. That would truly be devastating.
Oh, I couldn't imagine that. That'd be a bit too much.
Oh man. Well, I can't play nothing, so I think getting rid of the Windith and just playing the Bobcat.
Yeah, you have to keep some kind of pressure up. Depending on the weapon that he pulls, if he happens to put down a scepter, though, the Bobcat's dead anyway.
Yeah.
So maybe you're kind of stuck here.
So what do you think? Should I? Or well, I guess I can save it till next turn. I was gonna say maybe draw, because I mean, if he plays plague again, it can only bring me down to two. Hmm.
Yeah, that's true. At this point, you're kind of screwed anyway because you got no other
Yeah, let's
reliable
go
engine.
with it. And there's a snare trap for next turn. So
And I don't think you're going to have, even if you start drawing into your gambits, I think you're going to have a tough time because this
yeah,
deck likely just has 4 Devoted Knight, maybe 2 of the Justicar for pumped damage,
yeah. That well,
and that's probably about it.
that's another thing that's hurting me is my bounty hunter isn't doing anything for me right now.
Yeah, so you got it right at the beginning, but it's actually not going to help you at all against this matchup.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, Threaten with Chalice. What are your feelings on that? Utilizing the Shadow Energy as a draw technique as opposed to actual, offensive.
I think Wives and
Yeah.
Staff is better for
Well, I think
Threaten. Yeah,
in terms of raw draw, it is better. You get 1 card for 1 Shadow Energy, and you actually get to tick away at something with it.
okay.
Mm.
I'm actually kind of. Well, no, I have to sacrifice something. Well, if we think he doesn't have that many allies, then that snare trap's not going to help me anyway. So I'm thinking maybe ditching or sacrificing the snare trap for the resource, and then hopefully drawing into something next turn.
Yeah, because the only other allies he's going to have, I'm not too surprised at the Oracle, but likely you're going to run into maybe a Devoted Knight. And so that would help with that. But he's already got his draw engine down. He's going to be able to ramp his resourcing up, so that's not really going to matter much.
And hopefully he doesn't have a way to kill the Bobcat, because that's
Or,
game if he doesn't.
or Zales, or Banish, or
Yeah,
Retreat.
or another tidal wave. That's a thing too.
And when you said that, I figured as much. Remember, I got that 3-second delay, so
Yeah, I gotta remember that.
I mean, spoiler alert. You at least let me know next time.
Oh, there's that. So that's actually really good. I just drew the golden Qatar.
Yeah, that's 2 hits. You win.
Here's where he just plays like 3 healing touches.
Well, that would be extraordinary because he only has 6
Yeah, I
resources.
know. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I didn't win. Spoiler alert.
Damn it! Oh, so close.
Yep, very
And we have
close.
no direct damage in this deck whatsoever. So you need how many Bobcats have you played? 2?
Um, ah, that is one thing I wish we could add, but that would take so much time. Is being able to look at the graveyard during your opponent's turn. And there's that thing we talked about. I'll try my best not to spoil it. Yeah,
What?
the I agree with Velas here. He probably does have like Pack Beast or just some kind of ally if he's running that. Because when I saw the
Stop!
law.
Stop bringing us down, Velez.
Okay,
We're
well
looking for hope here. Damn it!
the good news is I'm about to get some cards. So
Well, because what you're looking for here is Bobcat into Snare Trap or Gambit to win, because that'll put with the ability with your hero ability, because that'll put Bobcat at 4 attack and you'd be able to break through that armor.
yep. I mean I
So,
could play Wendith and that'll deal 1 damage to him, but 1 damage is not enough.
well, if Wendith sticks, you play Wendith next turn, and if she sticks, you activate your ability, and that's 4 attacks. The same thing either way.
That is true. That is true. Unfortunately, he has some allies out now that are pretty beefy.
Yeah. Oh no, look at so we have the Enchanted Oak. Yeah, no, I think you're right. Play the Wendith, and then I say sacrifice to draw, and if he gets rid of Wendith, hopefully you pull a Bobcat and you win next turn.
Well, always draw first. Well, there's the Bobcat.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah.
So next turn is a win for us unless he heals. So play Windith to keep some damage off your face, and that should do it. Unless he see what he does here.
Yeah.
Any heal.
Well, we sacked the snare trap because we thought he didn't have allies, and then he proved us wrong directly afterwards. So,
Universe. But it's okay. Well, we'll see. Depending on what he plays with his resources, I'm
oh
just now seeing.
no.
No, that's not good. That's not a good sound to hear. Oh, damn!
We're so we're so close. We're so
Oh,
close to Venom.
we were right there. Oh,
3, 4. Dang it. We're gonna be one off. Oh man. Well, I think. Well, no, because I can't even haste the Bobcat now.
nope, you can't. We needed that extra. Well, this turn we need those resources. Uh, well, that blows.
Well, that's not gonna work. I don't have enough resources. Oh well, actually, yes, I do. You're right. I will have enough resources to do that.
Why not? Why not Bobcat though instead? I mean, because if he pulls a
Because
weapon.
we can actually get up to 6 resources next turn.
Oh, you're right. After the death. Oh no, I just meant playing Bobcat instead of Venom Flame in case he happens to drop down a weapon and attack into it, but he didn't. He drew cards because he would have been able to kill. Ah, damn. Oh no, that's good. That's
Yeah,
that's
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 six
still the win.
resources, so that's win. Actually, let me make sure of that. No, it's not because I used my ability. Dang it.
Oh, the
Okay.
Dragness, right? So just drop down
Yeah.
Dragness and see if it lives.
Yep, that's what I'm gonna have to do. But if it lives, we win anyway. So
If
yeah.
he just drew into retreat or banish. Let's see. Oh no, he didn't.
Well, that's assuming I can't just straight up win Velis, because killing the troll isn't gonna help me if I can just win. Sinkhole that deals 2 damage. It's not quite enough, but almost. Does he have another sinkhole maybe? Like, we haven't seen a weapon from this guy yet, so why is he playing Threbin?
Weaponless threat. New meta. Okay, he's gonna suicide the troll and bring it back with Earth and Protector. Oh, it
Except,
doesn't.
except that
I was.
didn't
I was.
trigger, I
Yeah.
guess because... I would have to look at the rulebook, but I guess because Eternal Trolls effect triggers first. But anyway, we won, so cool. Cool beans.
It happens. We actually won. We
Ah,
had to be.
this is
What?
another thing that I hate is when sometimes the can't bring up the chat to say good game. Oh well.
No, you know what that is? That's because the other player left the game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So whenever you're not able to type anything at this point, it's because the other player left the game, and that's when the chat gets deactivated. Because I mean, there's no one to talk. There's no one to talk to. Then I guess there's no point in having a chat.
Okay, I see where you were coming from with that then, Velis. Yeah, why don't you guys go check out those bundles?
Another Moonstalker?
Yeah, I
Oh, this guy.
know.
This guy though has been playing a little while. I've run into him a couple times.
I haven't. That name though.
Well, anything that has porn in it, I'm gonna remember. So PORN, easily added to my memory banks. And he's a decent guy. That's the one thing you come across. I mean, there's always trolls, but there's not really too many people. I mean, if you don't take them seriously and let people mess with you, like my good buddy Christian Warrior Fumby, he actually is Christian, and I always call him my Christian Warrior. I mean,
Ah,
and he gets on a lot of people's nerves, but sometimes you need people like that just to keep things lively. And for the most part, he doesn't say anything hurtful or harmful. He's just, if he's winning, he lets you know he's winning, and if he's losing, he doesn't remember he lost.
that's pretty cool. I mean, I typically don't care about losses that much, but
Yeah, that's what losers say.
well, I've always been a loser in life, so
Yay, my new fave combo deck.
I have a Valley of Secrets Moonstalker as well. I enjoy playing it.
Yeah, that deck came around. I don't know, maybe it was like 5 seasons ago. Four. I remember it came around real hard, and it was just like, what the hell is this? And it really, once it gets rolling, it doesn't feel like there's much anybody could really do about it because it starts hitting, and all of a sudden there's all these support abilities being cast. And he's just constantly drawing cards, and it's turn 5, and he's down halfway through his deck with full card in hand, and you're left holding yourself, wondering what the hell just happened to you.
Yep, would be nice if I could stop getting the bad matchups though. I'm about to just take out the elixirs and the bounty hunter and just like go with other kinds of draw.
Oh,
Okay.
cleric. Okay,
Hmm.
that's early without anything. Usually, you put something like that down when you have things to trigger his ability already.
And he seems like he really, really wants that to live because he used his ability.
Which is interesting because you can poison and engulf it and put the Hunter's Gambit on it.
Yeah.
It'll be dead in 2 turns anyway.
Hmm. Frostmare version, huh? I mean, mine's really my Valley of Secret deck is really weird because I run Call of the Pack. If anyone even knows what that card does. Right. Well, it goes down, draws me 2 cards, and gives me a resource. Oh wait, it's gonna take one more turn. Right. Okay.
Okay, sorry about that.
No, you're
I have
good.
returned.
Welcome back. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do.
So what are we looking at here? What are you thinking?
I am thinking that we are just going to play the Qatar, and wait it out just a little bit longer because that gave us some resource and drawed us 2 cards, and we got another gambit, so we can play that and haste in the Bobcat next turn.
And you did touch on
Maybe not.
Ravagers, and the one thing that I mean, I've tried to play them multiple times. There's one thing that I do enjoy is trying all these new different decks. And I mean, I haven't tried anything new recently, but with Ravager, their trump card or the one card that really helps them function is the Assault Plinth. But that sustain, it makes you have to wait an entirely one more turn before you can actually utilize it with any kind of combo. And in this game, one more turn is death. I mean, that one more turn is probably maybe anywhere between 3 to 7 damage you end up taking to face from other allies on the board potentially, and so you end up not being able to actually fulfill that combo to make any sort of impact on the game.
Yep. Oh, he disconnected. Well, the way I feel about Plinth is you either wait till late game or and like build up your board instead, or you play it to get in the extra damage from the allies that are already out, and just let it die on its own, which also triggers its secondary effect, which deals 2 damage to your opponent's board. So it's not. It does suck to have it like be destroyed right away, but that is an option that you can consider.
Well, I know in conversations I'd mentioned before, what if you gave it a duration of say 2? What are your thoughts on that?
A duration of 2.
Yes, for the plinth, as opposed to the sustain of 1, a duration of 2, so that you can utilize it more just more effectively over at least another turn, as opposed to having it come out once and maybe you get a good amount of use of it, but you don't really get the full effect in retaking the board or making your presence felt, and because it does go away. Whereas if you can keep it for 2 turns, and maybe that second turn you're actually able to play another ally to combo with it and make a more effective push.
Hmm. That is an
I mean,
interesting. That is an interesting thought. Um. I
because I know
mean,
Gondorian is he's very passionate about the having more deck types to be available to players. And one of the things holding Ravagers back, I think he thought, was cards like Sorcerer of India, able to take out multiple items or abilities. But the problem with Ravagers has always been before you can get your combo set up, you're probably dead. So I mean that ended up being a bigger issue as opposed to having too many items or abilities on the board that get wrecked by removal.
hmm.
At least when I played Ravager, that was the way I always felt about it. It's like, okay, I got this combo ready. I only need one more turn, but that one more turn that I would have been able to make a comeback, I just sustained too much damage because a great maybe things are changing now because the focus is kind of going more towards the stally decks, and at that point it was far more aggro decks out there. But either way, I'm not sure. I think against stall it works out pretty fine because you're able to, okay, this guy wants to wait me out, wait me out, wait me out, and then bam, you drop down a combo and maybe you hit him with 12, 10 damage at one time. But otherwise, I had always felt like, oh man, I just need one more turn, and I never had that extra turn.
I see. Yep.
And Veos has a point there too.
Mhm. Hmm. Yeah. So let's go ahead and kill that. Yeah. So the nerfs definitely didn't help it any. Even with the vermin, they could always have used vermin, but or to trigger stuff. Um. But per hmm. I'm not really sure what direction to take the conversation because I haven't played Ravagers in a long time, but definitely nerfing the Zealot hurt them a lot. Uh, as far as let's see, Crucible. What what does Crucible do again? Oh yeah,
When
that's
you
right.
just
That's the
yeah
The one that turns into an ally when you destroy an item, or
That's
is it
correct.
destroy it? Um. Hmm. Okay. So, dang, I don't want to get rid of any of this.
Yeah, that's a pretty tough hand to.
Oh well. Need to set up my draw, so we're going to play that. Play this. We're gonna ability. Start working on this wisp.
And that's the one thing you really don't have an answer for is a fortified wisp, do you? You got really nothing for that.
Okay.
Oh, that's pretty rough.
So let's see. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Taking a lot of damage from this Feasterling though, but that's probably okay.
You know that knight. What is it called again? That one right there, the 3/4.
The Kurt Whitehelm.
Yes. Funny enough, that ended up being like a pivotal card for me when I was playing the campaign because the 4 health. There was always so many allies that had 2 or 3 attack, and it's like I put him out, and he was able to sit there on the board and never get touched. So many games, he was like my go-to guy. Oh, and
Ooh,
again,
marksman.
another quick tip to make things a little easier. You played through the campaign too. I don't know if you took this same approach, but I actually, oh damn, ouch, I actually trimmed the deck down to 30 because it's kind of spotty. So having anything over in that just didn't seem consistent. And I bought 2 platinum chainmail since basically it seemed like 80 to 90% of the allies you face were always 3 or less. And I don't know how many times that thing saved me.
Yeah, see, that's what I suggested to somebody on the forums that things were getting a little too rough. I was like, you need platinum chainmail that reduces so much damage. Uh, but yeah, I didn't. I do on my main account trim it down to 30, but I was trying to do it with 40 to see how that translated for new players.
Go
But
ahead and draw a
but yeah,
card here, huh?
yeah. Oh yeah, because I'm gonna get another resource. Ooh, should I play that snare trap or should I save it? Because this is enchanted oak. Huh.
Yeah, I mean, it's only really beneficial if you pull into a bobcat next turn. Chances of that, maybe not, but you don't know what else he has to put down. A snare,
Hmm.
I think you kind of got this game anyway, but a snare trap would pretty much seal it probably, unless he drops something big like Aeon or Sandworm. And it's a wisp. Damn.
Yep, I was hoping I could take care of that Kurt Whitehelm beforehand, but oh well.
So right now you're facing down 2 allies that, I mean, your ability isn't up anyway, but even if it was, they both couldn't care less about it.
Okay.
uh, that really doesn't help at all, does it?
helps a little bit because it's gonna reduce his health, but like there's not much I can do on that front at the very moment. In fact,
Hey, Dem, I want to ask you, how long have you been actually a part of this game and the community itself?
I believe I started in 2012 or 13, um, around December, I think.
Oh,
I
okay.
know that it was around the time right before Call of the Crystals had all 200 cards.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I think I came around right when or before Dark Prophecies came out. And I know I contributed to one of the Kickstarters. I can't remember which one, and it was on an old email account. I mean, I guess that's a good question for anybody that happens to come back and see the whole shadow tokens thing, and they have a little bit of a reward for backing the Kickstarter. What if you don't have access to the original email you did that from? Do you know if there's a way to take care of that?
Um. Well, unfortunately, the tokens for Kickstarter backers, the time to redeem those has already passed. So you
Oh, I
actually
did not
can't.
know there's a timetable.
Yeah, there was a timetable for it. So
Well, disregard that question then.
yeah. But if I mean like if you have trouble remembering your account, um, I really don't know how support handles it, but you can always email support with what your like IGN was, your in-game name. But that's probably not enough like evidence to show what you or that you own the account. Um, I would. I really don't know what to tell you there. I think your best bet would be to contact support and see what they have to say.
Yeah, that's a pretty tough call to make to
Yeah.
know whether or not someone owns the account or not. Whoa, okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that's a really random Callista there.
Well, this really random deck is just about beat you down, so
Yeah.
not much we can say about it. I mean, you'll be able to disable everything, but I don't know if you'll be able to kill anything. Oh no, yeah, you can kill that wisp with the
Mhm.
activation of your ability. So,
Yep. So do that.
all right.
That drew us some more cards too. Got me a resource. Um,
What do we got?
let's see. I'm gonna
I think we go with
lower
the
the
Windith, right?
Callista there. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that Dragness really helped us out there. Ant, don't you do that. I'm talking to my cat. She's in my lap, and
I was about to say, don't talk to me like that.
she suddenly decided to get hostile on me. You're the one in my
Oh,
lap. Yep, that
ouch.
stinks, but oh well. Okay, so I'm actually
Uh,
kind of surprised he didn't kill the Dragnus or
yeah,
the
me as well. It's a much
Drangus.
tougher opponent or a much tougher ally to take down with the 8 health. Maybe it could have been a misclick or
Yeah,
who
possibly.
knows.
Okay, so yeah, I think I'm just gonna
Looks like
save.
you pretty much got this.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to go any other way.
Okay, and then down the snare
So that is a
trap.
nice little synergy. It's not one I've seen before. Probably not one I'll see again, but
Yeah.
and it was the first time you actually got to use it, so that was cool.
Actually, now that I think about it, I probably shouldn't have played the snare trap. I should have played the. Since I was gonna get another resource anyway, I should have did that first and then played the Hunter's Gambit to get rid of Callista. Oh well.
It's okay. Yeah.
Hopefully it's
Well,
okay.
since I asked you about Feasterling, what is your thought about the Bandit? Because I know that's another hot topic. There's a lot of people pushing back on
Yeah,
Mask Bandit.
I think Bandit's fine. I don't think there's a problem with Bandit. If people really have that much problem with Bandit, start running tougher two cost allies. Like run Karash that Bandit can't even touch. There's Brutalis if you really need to do it. And then there's also things like like ping stuff like Deathmage Thaddeus, and then you've got like Christopher Wilde. Like there's so many like ways to take care of it. It does survive. I mean, the people who say it's overpowered are right in the fact that it does survive a lot of stuff for a 2-drop. But then it also gets shuffled into the deck, and that's something that people don't really realize is your opponent really going to want to draw that card again? Because I think the answer to that is no.
Yeah, the only people it really benefits is uh, heroes with access to something like the King's Pride, because then you don't mind pulling a 2 cost card, because when it comes down, it's actually 4 or 5, and makes more of an impact. But overall, you are right, and I mean I've had so many games where you play that turn 2 Alden, then your opponent plays a turn 3 Thaddeus or something, pings it. Then maybe you get 2 damage on the hero, but then it's gone, and it's been around for so long now, and people kind of know what to do about it, that I honestly as well don't feel it's an issue, but I guess I do understand people who say it is.
Yep, and unfortunately I lost. But oh well.
Goog game.
Once again, I screwed up with the Bobcat. So
Well, I mean, even me, I've played this as long as you have, and every now and then when I do decide to play Hunters for a bit, because it's actually not one of my favorite either. What the hell? Okay, sorry, just the the avatar. Like what? Like every now and then I do the same thing. I'll play a trap, and then I'm looking at my hand, and I still have the Bobcat in my hand, and then I just let out a long sigh and go, "How long do I have to play this game before I don't do crap like this anymore?"
I wonder, do I have a Ravager deck already made?
Well, if you did, it would probably be with what, Terra Dune?
Yeah, that's where I'm
Load up
looking at right now is Tur. What are these decks? I think I have some old decks in here.
Oh
That's the
my
same deck. Oh no, wait, hold on. Here's some Ravager stuff. But I think this is an older Ravager deck too.
I saw Cobra Demon, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with a much older deck.
Cleric's Mantle's in there.
And Mocking Armor, wow.
Hmm. Yeah, because I mean, this still has Obelisk of Echoes in it, so I think this was before that got nerfed. Okay, here's another one. This has Word of the Prophet in it. I'm gonna go somewhere else. Um, Maybe I should just make a new one.
You wouldn't have happened to been around when the Obelisk of Echoes got hit with that nerf to know what the reasoning was behind it, would you?
Um, I don't know what the reasoning of it was for sure, but if I had to take a guess, it would be because, it's one resource and it destroys 2 items, which is just way too good value. So at the very least, the sustain makes it to where if you really want to use it more than once, you have to try hard for it.
Yeah, because it was kind of a unique tool for the Ravager pool. It was something that helped them have a foothold. But I think at that time, Ravagers were, believe it or not, I think Ravagers were too much at one point, and so they had to get hit with a bunch of things. And
Yeah, and
I guess
it's possible they did get hit too hard, but rather or not Gondorian is willing to actually go back and see if, for some buffs. I don't know if that's something he's looking into or not. That's a question for him. Right,
No,
right
and
now, I
I would,
doubt it, but
yeah, I wouldn't expect him to. You guys got bigger things that you're working on right now, and I mean more important things. Eventually, we'll swing back around. It's the great thing with an online card training game is we can always circle back around and try to buff where we think it needs to be buffed and nerf where we think it needs to. And I mean, I'm sure everybody out there would say, heck, don't worry about buffing Ravagers. Just keep going with the content.
well, some people do want um, things to be buffed, especially stuff like all the way back to Call of the Crystals, because that will fresh things up a little bit and change the meta a little bit. But uh, again, that's a whole nother discussion whether or not we should do that. I'm kind of in on the fence about that, whether or not that errata rule is worth keeping.
Yeah, it's because it does kind of lock you into to
That
what you
goes
have,
to
and if you really want to give more possibilities to the player base, then you will go back and you can alter those Call of the Crystals, and Dark Prophecies is locked in too, right?
yes.
Yeah, because you go back and alter those. I mean, heck, here you go. This is another cash making business model, right? You go back and hey, you know what? If you happen to purchase all those original ones, those are collectibles. Can't use them, but they're collectibles because now we have a whole new
Yeah, I
set that
think.
eventually we
Yeah,
put out.
I think what I mean now. Don't take this. This is just an idea I'm throwing out. So do not take this as like the opinion of the board or anything. But maybe having like a best of like or like Call of Crystals redone set released would be the way to go. But I don't know. We'll that again. That's a whole nother discussion that you got to get real deep into.
Okay, so this is
Yeah.
something Gondorian said himself, is what I'm hearing.
Don't do that. Don't do that. He will get so mad at me if you do that. Okay.
No.
Anyways, I'm looking at the Ravagers now. Uh. So, if we want to go with the route where we destroy our own stuff, definitely Cleric of Sin, uh, Zealot, and I'm only putting 4 in just in case. I'm gonna probably remove more than that. I'm actually a big fan of this guy, the Towering Brute. Doesn't really fit into the Ravagers as much as other stuff, but surprisingly effective in certain decks. Um, let's see.
Did you happen to see Hi there? In our guild, Hi there, Jeremy. He actually made top 10 rating 2 months in a row with the Ravager Terror Dune.
Oh, did he?
Yep.
Yeah, unfortunately, I haven't really been looking at the guild stuff as much as I should be. But
No, I wouldn't expect you
yeah,
to. You're actually working on things to keep the game healthy. So you're you're being preoccupied is well understood. But I have it memorized. I know the deck. I can run it through
yeah.
to you, and you
Let
can put
me
it
do
together.
that and see how that rolls. What hero do we use?
Okay, so Terror Dune.
Okay,
You did use Terror Dune, and then it was 4 Feasterling, 3 or 4 of the Spitfire Hellhound,
okay,
and 4 of the Zealot.
okay.
Right now, I just see you getting rid of cards. I don't know where you're actually at.
I'm doing what you're saying.
Okay, and let me see. And then he had 3 or 4 of the one that destroys stuff and does fire damage. I can't remember the name. Hellfire
Yeah,
something.
Hellfire Besieger.
Yeah. So 3 or 4 of those, and then that was that was it, because then what he did is he put in the Thrift Crucible, and that's how he kind of hit that threshold of 18 to 20 allies.
Okay,
And then we go to abilities.
can remember where Crucible is. Crucible costs 3, right?
Yes.
Did I pass it? Nope, there it is. Okay. Abilities.
And then he had 3 of the plinth after the 4 of the crucibles.
Okay.
And I believe he actually also put in 4 crown of ages.
You said
So
3 plinths or 4?
3 plinths.
Okay. And then how many Crown of Ages?
I believe he had 4 in there. So he kind of used it as a turn. He could use it as a turn 2 drop and then play the Spitfire Hellhound to utilize it to activate the Hellhound's ability, and it would also deal 2 damage upon its destruction.
Okay. All right. So what else are we looking at?
Okay, so we have that, and then we want now we go to abilities.
Okay.
And then of course we're going to do like the 4 blood frenzy, and I believe he had the lithium shackles, for the 0 cost attachment that also allows you to
Yeah.
combo with the Ravagers.
Yep. In fact, the I believe the fact that it lasts until the end of your next turn is specifically for Ravagers.
Oh no, the design change in that was actually was a great change, and the fact that it removes the passives of whatever you put on it. Okay, so we were at 36. Oh, meltdown. He had 3 or 4 meltdown. He used that on the items as an alternative draw.
Oops. Clicked out of the game there. Okay. Was there anything else in here?
No, that would have been it. This should be 40, right? That puts us at 40 cards.
Yep.
I mean, this is probably 1 or 2 or 3 cards off what he had, but I mean, the performance that he gave with that was really something else, because you never really see Terra Dune in top rating as somebody's main character played. So it was impressive.
All right, let's give this a shot.
Oh yeah, sleeves, very important.
You can't you can't play this game without. One second.
Maybe you could name. Oh, never mind. I say maybe you could name it so you know what it is, but that's fine. And this actually does pretty well when you're running into a ton of rogues, because you have Terra Dune's ability for ankle breaker or for ill-gotten gains, depending which one you'd rather use it on. Whoa, what is happening in there?
Yep. Something I had to deal with. Oh hey, we got ACBT BC again, but he quit right away. Yep. So had to do a little bit of moderating there. Oh, we got him again. And I
It's meant
can't
to be
chat, so I guess he must have left again. Yep. Hey, free experience for Turd Dune.
level 2.
Yeah, if he keeps doing that, might have to ban him for a day or two. Because, like, I'm personally don't really mind profanity that much. Uh, it's when you use it against somebody else that I have a problem with it.
Yeah, and you know what? There are old people like me that play this game. There are older people like Kip that play this game. There are also a lot of young guys and gals out there that play the game, and some of them, I'm not calling anybody out for being too sensitive, but it's not. I don't want anybody to feel uncomfortable when they come in to play this game, because that's not what we want. That's not what any community wants. You want to make sure everybody feels welcome. Welcome people stay. Welcome people play. Welcome people eventually probably pay. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah, and that's one of the things that I always tell, like when family members ask me like, what my job is as a community manager, the main thing I tell them is the game has a community, and it's my job to make it as inviting and as inviting as possible, so that you know it's a place people actually want to be in. At least that's the way that I look at it.
No, it's definitely the way it is. Because in this case, a community manager, you're not just watching over the way people act. Because if a community ends up being too toxic, people don't stay. And
No.
and when you're in a game, something like this that requires people to stay, to give eventually money to the game to keep it running, that's death. So you have to keep it going. It's not like we're acting like we're gods, or we're trying to play God, or we're going on a power trip or anything like that. No, we want to make sure the game stays friendly so people stay. People come to the game, they enjoy their time there. Maybe they bring other people in and help the game grow, player base wise, financially wise. It's all connected to how the community acts as a whole.
Hmm.
And you probably get rid of that blood frenzy, huh? You're not going to,
Yeah, I
unless you
should
plan
have
on
done
breaking.
should have done that instead. Um, yeah, so I think I actually will go ahead and play the zealot and then destroy the crowns.
I should have Jeremy do a comprehensive workup for us on how to play this deck.
That would be pretty. That would be pretty nice.
No, I mean, because to reach the results he did with it in quick match, not just playing unrated and beating people up, but in quick match and ranking top 10 2 months in a row. That's not an anomaly. That is truly impressive. And I told him as much. I go, damn, if I could be half the player that you are doing something like that, I'd be happy with it. Or what?
Yeah, a bit of live things for you here, folks.
Live moderating.
Yeah, I don't know if this is optimal play. I'm just doing it really fast.
No, no, it's hey everybody, you got a job to do.
Oh right, it only comes with 2 attack now. Oops. Oh well. And that's true, by the way. We are trying to figure out why, or a better way of doing the timeouts on the disconnecting. But, anyways, yeah.
Yeah, that is. I know that's a touchy thing to work on though, because if someone legitimately is having connectivity issues and maybe they make it back, just over a minute, but you you
Yeah,
restructured
I
it so
think
that
I think
after a
right
minute,
now I think right now it's at 2 minutes, and that might be a
yep,
little too long, but that's something we'll have to discuss. So
yeah, and it is because some people do it on purpose. There are players out there that when they're losing, they just whatever it is, switch to another app and just let it time out, just to troll you. And I mean that's never fun for anybody.
Frey, I don't know.
Oh, really? Did he say who the player was?
Yeah, apparently it was. He said, I think Samu to death was the guy, but I don't know.
Doesn't he play Pokemon now?
Does he?
Yeah, he's a major tournament player for Pokemon.
I play Pokemon a lot as well. I
He tries
actually
to
went
recruit
to
people.
ah because I actually went to a pre-release for their set that comes out in a few weeks on Sunday.
I'm thinking mind control. Fat deck. It only makes sense that you're going to see a mind control here.
Yep, it's the I call it the law of big decks.
Uh,
Yeah, and I'm
uh,
really not paying attention, so I'm not really happy with the plays I'm making. But
uh, look at this guy. This guy's a good guy. You know, he realizes the mistake he made. He apologized. That's the kind of people we want to keep around.
yep, fact.
I'm gonna. Can you what is that guy's name again?
R it's RDVAN.
Anovich.
Yeah, Anovich. Well, dang it, I really don't. Actually, yes, I do. And I sacrificed the thing I should have played. Well,
It's okay. You had alternative duties you were attending to. Everybody
yep.
understands.
Hopefully, everyone understands.
Well, I mean, I'm still. I'm guessing at this point. At this point, you do Crown of Ages and Crucible, and then the next turn it would be Meltdown onto the
Yeah.
Crucible and play Plinth.
Yep. Something like that is what I was going for.
Oh,
Because
I
I
would have
meant
put
to
down the Crown
use.
of Ages.
We'll see. I've kind of already screwed myself over here.
It's okay. It's not an easy deck to pilot. I mean, I'm sometimes I actually took it for a run, and I was thinking to myself, how the hell did he do what he did with this? I don't understand.
Okay,
But
cool. I got the Spitfire Hound I wanted. But can't really play it unless I want to play
this,
that over Crucible. Or I mean, Plinth. Hmm. Maybe I do. Well, I'm already losing. Let's do science.
somehow I think I've fallen more than 3 seconds behind you.
It's possible. The delay really just like matters more along the lines of how long. Like it might even matter with my internet. Although my internet's really good, so I shouldn't have any issues with that. I mean, I download things at like 40 or 30 to 40 megabytes per second, and my upload is not shabby either. But I also do pay a lot for it, so.
Yeah, I actually stepped out of the office here and went to a Starbucks just down the street. So I'm bumming off of their Wi-Fi. So it's probably part of the oh wow interference. Nice.
Yep.
And Grimgast, which was a nice card to see. It was kind of a counter Alden because I mean Shadow really had nothing like that to aid them in defense of him, and having that card come around, I actually thought was pretty nice.
Oh, right. Interference is stopping me from using my ability.
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and get seed so I can get another game in before we're done. Got about 20 more minutes left. Yep, so I might fool around with Ravagers this week, and then maybe I'll have a good answer to your question later down the line. Because I think looking into that might be a fun activity for me. And
Yeah,
fun
but
and fun fact, I'm actually the one that like cut this guy out and like removed the pole from his artwork. The merchant guy that pops up.
oh really?
Yeah, I think it took me. I don't remember how long it took me, but it didn't take me very long.
Well, little simple tasks like that for me are pretty much impossible. So you'll
Well,
never hear anything from me about
it
it.
would have been impossible for me had I not had a digital arts class to help me with that. Because I actually, fun fact for those that don't know, I actually do have a degree in game design. So that's really a thing. Don't know how much it's worth nowadays, but so I do know a bit of programming. I know a lot about a design because that's what I study all the time. But a bit of programming, a bit how development works. You know, I know how to test for bugs, that kind of stuff. Like a lot of the things I do too is I actually look at bug reports and make sure that they are a legitimate bug before I like turn it in. And I can tell you, when I first got that privilege, looking at the Shattered Fates bug list, oh man, that took me. I think that took me like 2 weeks to go through. Like there was a lot of bug reports for that.
Yeah, I think the more infamous one really was the General of Anoxio. I mean, because there was a time there where people were actually just playing General of Anoxio to bug the game out to draw when they were losing, and that was really unfortunate.
Oh, okay, yeah, that one. The one where the you have no more attachments in the deck and it just
Yep,
freezes.
just you end
Yeah.
your turn and the opponent. I think the shackles probably.
I already chose, and it wasn't the
Oh,
shackles. And I actually didn't beef up my feasterling damage there just in case it was ricochet trap.
Ricochet is 3.
I do that every stream. Every single stream. I don't look at how much the traps cost. Okay, yeah, probably shackles. And yeah, so I guess I'll go ahead and play the plinth, get that damage in there. Go ahead and beef him up to 5, get a lot of early damage.
Yeah, this deck is actually a lot of fun to play because it's far and away more different than anything you would have played up to this point. I don't care who you are. You're likely not played anything with all the combos in it that this deck actually goes through.
Yeah,
And
the thing for me that I kind of like about this deck is that meltdowns in it.
yeah, meltdown, right? I mean, I tell you, this guy Jeremy, man, he comes up with a lot of unique ideas, and maybe not all of them work, but when the ones that he makes that do work, it's impressive. And it's like, wow, what even made you look at that? So I give the guy a lot of props. He knows what he's doing when it comes to crafting, and it's
Yeah.
not an easy thing to know what to do with.
Yep. I mean, still one of my favorite decks that I've made is Witch Doctor Aladwin, just because it uses Rejuvenating Ritual. What other deck uses that card?
Uh, Lay low, Lance.
I don't even think Laylo Lance uses that. Does it?
Yeah, they use it for any time you're able to incapacitate the knight. So they have them hidden, but things like
Oh,
Forgotten
okay.
Horror maybe can freeze it, or Skurbox can disable it. So they run the rejuvenating ritual to be able to bring it back to a normal status, and then go through their whole combo again.
I forgot I was facing a Gwen. I do my best playing on the stream, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, oh, you mean in regards to saving your ability to break the bow?
Yep. Well, at the very least, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do a lot of damage.
Well, this is called the community stream, not Shadow Era pro players
Yeah, I
stream.
know. I don't ever expect to do well. But, you know.
How have you felt making your way back? You kind of like where the game is at right now?
Um, as far as like balance wise, yes. I will say that maybe there's too much stall, but that's that's a different. That's more of a quality of life thing than it is balance. Because as far as I know, stall's not like winning tournaments or anything, right?
Not yet. I guess we'll see what happens this year because I think the one thing that makes it so prevalent is you look at cards like Evil Ascendant, right? You pay 3 cost and that thing just sits there forever, ticking away damage. And there's really no other card in the game that does anything like that. I mean, it's a pretty oppressive card. And with items, generally, they're more difficult to get rid of because you just have limited options. And so that ends up being the reason why Stall starts to make headways because with each new release, they get more tools to better advance their gameplay. And I mean, unless you're a rogue and you run anarchic looting, say that 3 times fast, it tends to be difficult to overcome those items, especially when they're putting them out 2 or 3 at a time. I mean, I had a game against a stall where I actually had a looting. I'm not going to even bother with the first part. I got rid of everything, but they just next 3 turns, everything was back on the board, and I lost anyway. And so that is where the frustration comes in, is because players feel like they don't have any real answer to so many support abilities or items in play because there really isn't unless you start running multiple 2, 3, 4 mass decays maybe for the other classes because they don't have looting.
All right. So what I'll ask then, and I kind of ask this to pretty much everyone that pops on the stream that talks about this, is uh, for now disregard the nerf of Vermin and Sorcerer. What cards do you think are contributing the most to them being able to stall? Because I know you just mentioned Evil Ascendant, right?
Yes, one of them.
There we go. Yep,
I
and
would
that's what I was
say
afraid of.
I think at this point it's just a matter of it's not certain cards in particular, it's how they come together as a whole. So when you got something, you got Evil Ascendant down, you have Aldemore Accelerator down, you have what are some of the other ones? I'm trying to think of them off the top of my head. When you see them all strewn out there. I mean, it's just once they get every usable item that there is down, you kind of just feel locked in place because it doesn't matter what you choose to break, everything else is still going to keep you locked down. I guess the Aldemore Accelerator is one that's a pretty big issue because, especially with something like Skurvox, where that basically means you can use your ability every 2 turns if it doesn't get broken. So that one really hurts. But I don't want to see anything done to it either because I think it's a unique item that gives a unique effect. Shadow energy is a vital part of the game, and having any kind of tool to come across it is truly beneficial. And it's a neutral item, so everyone can use it. So I don't think it's possible to pick out 1 or 2 or 3 cards that make it an issue. It's just a matter of how many items are available to be used that cause the issue altogether.
Okay.
And then for the record too, yes, I was completely against the nerf to Vermin and Sorcerer, but I will say that my suggestion had always been to not have them stake on the board, but to have them die. I mean,
Yeah.
Artful Squire, you cast, it dies.
Yep. And
I
that's
mean,
and that's something that maybe we can look back into. Um, I know Gondorian doesn't really want to look at Shattered Fates too much, but I was really surprised that we never tried that way because that's the way that I would have liked them. Because my biggest problem with them was that they were allies that also destroy something, and that's a two that it already gets 1 card, And then Vermin already was a 1/5, which is huge stats for a 2 CC ally, and and beyond that, it could also target anything, like ability, item, whatever. It
Yeah, almost unrestricted
restricted. Yeah,
destruction.
that was my other problem with it.
Yeah, I always felt that with unrestricted destruction, okay, I'm fine with that. And just so you know, like I used to enjoy playing warrior, and if you enjoy playing warrior, you love your attachments. You love your crippling blow. You love your blood frenzy. Your rampage if you use that. Your enrage. And so vermin, oh my gosh, that's like the worst card to ever come around, right? You know, you did not want to see that. But when it came around, I actually was fine with it. I felt like, hey, you know what? I get quite a bit of value out of these attachments. And like I said, for you, for Evo Ascended, you know, Blood Friends is the same thing. You pay 3 cost, and every turn you get an extra card. You know, if that came out today, people would be up in arms. They'd be going crazy, losing their minds. and and I said, you know what? I don't like Vermin for what it does to me as a warrior player, but I understand why it came about because I should not be able to throw down 3 crippling blows, have a blood frenzy and an enrage and all this good stuff going on, and not have to pay for it somehow.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to think at least a little bit. Yeah, and I also agree with you 100%, Velis. I really do not like Skurbox's ability. I really think that's a huge part of the problem.
Yeah, that could possibly be the biggest reason. I mean, it's like you're mentioning the complete okay, disabling. I mean, the only other card that does that is Smokescreen, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and that's true too. Uh, Dub Dub. Like literally, part of the problem too is that like if we make a card that just wipes everything, like that's just gonna have problems too. Like, and when I say wipe everything, like a card that can hit anything, that would be just as problematic for normal matches. So we really have to find a way to either stop or de-incentivize stall without upsetting the normal balance of play too much, and that's where a lot of the problems come in.
Yeah, and I just want to step in there. It was probably a misstep, but you know, I don't think nobody likes stall, but nobody wants to stop it either. You know, you want everything available. You don't want it so that stall is as it is right now. Like Dub said, like I've said, like so many have said, just so many different options to throw at you that no legitimate deck is able to actually counter all of them. The only counter to Skurvox, I've actually thought about it since more and more, Vel, is I've actually started thinking about maybe putting a couple Sanctuary into the deck because that's the only thing I could actually think of that might save me a little bit. And I mean, you'd have to play a hero like, I don't know, man, maybe a 3 cost hero, a 3 shadow energy hero like Elementalis or something to work around it. But that was the only thing I could think of where to try to bypass that ability.
Well, I did just get a message from one of my family members. Everything's fine, but I am gonna have to go ahead and dip out of the stream. So,
And
thanks for
over,
joining
you're
me.
on time.
Yep. Thanks for joining today with me, Insanomango. I enjoyed having you here. In fact, I didn't even realize it was 5 o'clock. I was having such a good time. So awesome.
Yep. I made sure to keep it to the last minute, trying to give everybody, much time. People need things like this to go along with the actual play.
Yep.
And it helps to take away the monotonous grind.
Yep. And the conversation was pretty good this time around. So thanks for coming in. Thanks for everybody that joined me in the chat there. And maybe we'll continue this kind of conversation next time. We'll see. So I will see you guys around, and you guys all have an awesome day.
Later, man. Later, guys.
Later.